Hey guys, Maven here. Now, recently on SmackDown, Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton were having a match where Randy seemed to break character and actually get mad for real. But was he actually mad, or was it all just part of the show? During my time in the WWE, I was great friends with Randy and we rode together for years. So I'm gonna shed some insight. We're gonna watch the video and I'm gonna tell you, was it real or was it fake? Okay, first thing, early in the match, Randy is delivering a 10 count, well, actually a 9 count, to Drew McIntyre. And as he jumps off, something he's done hundreds of times in his career, he lands, and I think possibly lands a bit awkwardly because he immediately starts to favor his left knee. There's nothing in the match that's been done leading to now that focuses on the leg in any way. So Randy has no reason to pretend that something has happened to the leg. Now I thought maybe he just landed a little gingerly, needed to shake the cobwebs off, and would be fine once Drew was thrown out, but that's not the case. With Drew on the outside of the ring, Randy is inside with the focus not on him. The attention is on Drew. The camera, the shot is on Drew. But in the background, Randy is still favoring the leg. That is important.
I never not gave him credit, but there you saw Randy Orton grab that knee for a moment.
I'm proven correct. The announcers are even talking about it, and it definitely could have been something that Randy and Drew called backstage. Hey, I'm gonna act like my knee is a little ginger, so why don't you work it? Or it just could be Drew being a professional, being a veteran himself, seeing Randy messing with his knee and thinking, I'm going to utilize this to my benefit as well.
Drew McIntyre has waited for this moment to now chop down Orton.
Notice when Drew goes to deliver the chop to the back of Randy's knee, there's a possibility that the majority of Randy's weight is on that appendage. And if he is leaning all of his weight on that left knee and Drew goes to chop it, there's just a greater risk for injury. To me, that seems like what might have happened, an injury that is completely avoidable if Randy sees the action coming towards him. Again, I'm not backstage with these guys. I don't know what they called in the back. Hell, for all I know, they called for Drew to work his leg. They called for this specific chop. But when Drew comes down for the chop, you actually see the quadricep muscle on Randy actually ripple, meaning that there was probably a little bit more force delivered on that chop than Randy would like. And when Randy's not facing the impact coming, when he's not allowed to go with the bump, it just heightens the possibility that a real injury could happen.
McIntyre going right back down to that injured knee, which was tweaked early on in the matchup. And then just slamming Randy.
They teach you when you pick someone up and you're gonna slam them, try to slam them on the center of the ring. That's the springiest part of the apron. Why Drew decides to slam him towards the ropes, I don't know. Accidents happen and I don't want to call Drew sloppy, but when you provide sloppy work, that's when people get hurt and get injured.
Drew McIntyre is trying to do nothing but serious.
Now, I don't know the Randy Orton of today, but I do know the Randy Orton of my time. When Randy rolled out of the ring, he did it because he was pissed. And the way you know that that was not a called spot is because Drew, he didn't know whether he should follow him. He hesitated ever so slightly. And he didn't know, am I missing a spot? Am I supposed to follow Randy? What the hell does he want me to do? Randy actually lets anger fuel him. He's the person that time can be his worst enemy, because as Randy's thinking about what happened, what just occurred, he's getting more angry, and he's allowing it to consume himself. And again, Randy rolling out of the ring, that's 211 degrees, but Randy is going to get to that 212 boil point. I guarantee it. I've seen it before. I know how the man thinks.
about what anyone thinks about him, and that truly makes him more dangerous than maybe any of us could ever imagine.
And the smoking gun, what makes me know Randy truly is angry is when he leans against the barricade. He, again, most people would think, okay, he's gathering himself. That's not how this man thinks. He's actually fueling himself. He's getting more angry. Let's see what Randy Orton does with that anger.
Always thinking about the fans, always thinking about the internet and what they're thinking. No, not Drew McIntyre.
I feel bad for Drew in this situation. Drew does not know how to react to this, how to respond. Obviously, they're off script at this point. Drew goes out, addresses Randy, gives him 2 shots. And as Randy, who sells both punches, just not like Randy Orton sells punches. And as he's walking back to the ring, he actually sees a fan. And I don't know if he knew this fan or what, but he looks down at the fan and gives the fan this, meaning, I don't know. And I've seen him do it. Like, this is again telling me that the Randy Orton that I once knew, the Randy Orton that I was told, he's so much different. Brian Myers telling me, Maven, you wouldn't recognize Randy from the time you guys rode around, raised hell together. That tells me that Randy Orton, although changed, he's still Randy.
You ain't cheating. You ain't trying. That's the Viper. That's Randy Orton.
He said something, and I couldn't make it out. I don't know if he said it for the crowd or if he said it for Drew. Obviously, Randy wants Drew to know that he does not appreciate I'm assuming the slam. Randy's not the kind of person who, if he doesn't appreciate something, he's not going to hold it in. He's not a, well, I'll feel better tomorrow. No, he's going to let you know. He's going to let you know how he feels.
Big uppercut. Nice reversal by McIntyre. And just buckling the body of Randy. And how many times have you seen that in your career, Book?
I don't know if I'm giggling because of what he just did, or if I'm giggling because I just saw my friend. Randy takes a hard buckle, and as he takes the hard buckle and goes around, he turns, and gives Drew his leg. You got to know the man to love him. You got to know him, know how he is, how he thinks. He's doing that because he's pissed. And it's just not what a wrestler does. A wrestler doesn't take a hard buckle and then lift their leg up and say, take it. But that's what he did. And why? Because at this point, Randy's not only seeing red, he's in a different space. He's in a just a different place. And he's going to get his point across one way or the other.
I mean, if it was a poker match, he's doing a hell of a job, but he's in there.
Oh, and McIntyre staying right in front of Orton this time.
Yeah, they're definitely 100% back on script. They're doing in what we call the business blowing a comeback. The 2 clotheslines, McIntyre hitting the ropes, holding the ropes while Randy goes for the powerbomb. That's called, I can tell.
25 years and no one's ever slammed me against the goddamn ropes.
That's not Randy in character. That's not Randy playing the role of the legend killer. That is Randy voicing his not only displeasure, but his just vitriol, his anger. And here's how I can prove that. When Drew McIntyre slams Randy into the ropes rather than in the middle of the ring, we then have wrestling action, a commercial break, more wrestling action, and about 10 minutes had elapsed. And Randy is still seething. He is still just so angry on the inside. 10 minutes where most other people would have either forgotten about it or compartmentalized it and said, I'll deal with it when I get to the back. That's not how Randy thinks. Randy has to get that rage out. Randy says what he says about 25 years in the business, and no one's ever done that. And trust me, he did it. Not for you, not for me. He did it so Drew McIntyre would hear him. I used to ride with the man. I've seen him angry on countless occasions. I know how he gets. Trust me, that was as pissed as Randy Orton can get. I'd guarantee it. Earlier in the video, I mentioned I just don't know Randy as well as I used to. Now, you might be asking, why did you guys stop talking? To find out, click the video on screen.